So, you met the guy of your dreams. He likes the same things that you do. The same food, the same music, the same sports team. You two almost laugh alike. You think to yourself, it's so uncanny. He loves animals. The same animals that you do. You can even finish each other's sentences. Oh my God, it's almost like he's in your head. So you think to yourself, he's the one, right?
Wrong!
You are basically dating yourself. And who wants that? You want someone who's going to compliment you, not your twin. If you dated yourself in a relationship, that relationship will be boring. Let's be honest. Dating someone who's totally different from you is more exciting. It's more fun. To me, it's interesting getting to know people. Their likes, their dislikes, their quirks, the way they may think about a certain subject, even when they don't agree with you. It's great to have a meaningful conversation. You have to be careful with this whole trying to find the one, because you can easily fall into the trap of thinking that you found the one, but you actually didn't. I thought my ex-husband was gonna be the one. And when it really mattered, he didn't come through. He didn't show up. So sometimes everything can seem perfect. You're both on the same page, you both want the same things, but in a clutch, they can't hold up their end of the deal. Knowing if a person is the one is really tricky in the sense that we are so afraid to make the wrong choice. But it's okay to make the wrong choice. We learn from each and every choice that we make, especially the bad ones. We shouldn't have to just rely on how compatible we are, but you need to know if the person, the right person, is going to fight for you when times are the hardest. How willing are they to stay in the relationship when things are going wrong? Everyone, of course, is okay when things are going right in the relationship, but the one, the right one, will stick by your side when things are going wrong in the relationship. The one will also not try to change you, and they will also be your biggest supporter. Now, sometimes our friends and our families can influence our decision, but just because everyone likes him or her doesn't mean that that person is the right person for you. One thing that I asked myself to see if, not really that my husband was the one, but more so how I felt about our relationship, was I asked myself, if we couldn't be intimate anymore, would I stay in the marriage? Or at the time, I think we were just dating. So would I stay in this relationship? My honest answer was yes, because there was more to our relationship than just doing it. We had real conversations, deep conversations. We really had to talk about like where we saw ourselves in 5 to 10 years. We both had plans. And that was big for me because I wanted to be with somebody that I knew had a future. Now, I'm not saying if he didn't know what he wanted to do, like we wouldn't have been together, but he had a plan, and that was most important to me. Too many people base their relationship off of being intimate, and everybody thinks that that's like the first thing of a good relationship. And even today, like I still hear people say like the sex have to be good. I get it. We all want to be, pleased. We all want to have a good time. But it's not the most important thing in a relationship, especially in a marriage. Because even though you're married, you may not get it as much as you think you're going to get it. So if you made it this far in the video, please go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead, thumbs it on up. So all jokes aside, you have to find what's a deeper meaning for your relationship besides surface stuff. All in all, trust yourself. Trust your gut, but guard your heart. Before you give your heart to anyone, you want to make sure that that person is worth it. But I'm going to be honest, sometimes a few fools will get through. And don't think less of yourself because you got a joker in your deck. And don't give up on love either. Because when you find love and you are with the right person, it's worth it. When you're with the right person and you guys are going through hard times, you never feel like you're going through the hard times alone. You feel like you're going through the hard times together. Even when I was separated from my husband, and we were going through that hard time, I still knew that how I was feeling, he was feeling. Because the funny thing with us is we still have those deep conversations. And he even told me one time that he was like, don't think just because we're not together that I'm happy. He told me that he was trying to figure out what's going on, how did we get to this point, and can we fix it? I want to also add that we all sometimes have crazy dreams and crazy goals. I know I do. And the right person will not make fun of you and will not tell you that you cannot achieve those dreams and those goals no matter how crazy they are. But instead, they are going to tell you or ask you, how can they help? What can they do? So when you find the one, you will know. Others may think they know, but you will know. Sometimes I think people look at trying to find the one like they're looking for Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster. Is it real or isn't it? In my honest opinion, I don't think it's that serious or that deep. I mean, I kind of do believe in soulmates. I honestly do believe that my husband is my soulmate, but I believe that because of the type of relationship that we have. I've never been in a relationship like this. And with my husband, we can talk about anything and everything. I have never been with someone that I can be so honest with. And it's funny because sometimes our friends will look at us and they'll like kind of side eye us because they'll be like, how are y'all talking to each other like that? Now, don't get me wrong. We don't put each other down. We don't say like mean things to each other, but we're completely honest. Like if I put on something and I look horrible in it, my husband will tell me like, babe, that ain't it right there. That ain't it. And I used to get mad. Don't get me wrong, I used to get mad when he used to do that because I used to be like, you ain't gonna tell me what I'm gonna wear. And sometimes it takes us to see ourselves looking like crap to believe that, okay, you were really just trying to help. You wasn't trying to control what I'm trying to wear. So sometimes we even have to just change our attitude and we have to change the way we think about certain things. And stop thinking that every person is trying to control you when that may not be the case. When they're trying to protect you from looking stupid. Another thing about me and my husband is we really do have a lot of differences. We have very few similarities, but we appreciate those differences. And our relationship works because of that. We use our differences to learn from one another and not put each other down. We don't have the same hobbies. But I will never, ever call one of his hobbies stupid. Because if it makes him happy, it makes me happy. Another thing that I will never do is try to change something that he likes for him to do something that I like. That will be you trying to change your partner into you. One piece of advice that I can give you is if you are looking for the one, well, for one, don't look. Let that person come to you. Don't go searching for nobody. But you need to ask yourself, does that person have the same values as you? Me and my husband may not have the same hobbies. We may not even have the same likes and dislikes. But our values are the same. When we're young, we don't think about values. We're not thinking about if this person have the same values as us. But as we get older, that is the one thing that start becoming more important because now we're starting to think about building a life with this person. So you want to know if the person that you're with, are they the one? Ask yourself some questions. Do we have the same values? Could I be wholeheartedly honest with this person without them feeling some type of way about my honesty? When you don't agree on something, how is that communication style? Do we argue a lot? Or is it just a debate to get each other's point across? And do you see each other's sides, but still maybe agree to disagree? And you can live with that, and you're okay with that. Because you may agree or disagree, or I should say you disagree, but with acceptance. Do they accept your boundaries? And do you accept theirs? When times are hard, when times are rough, how do they support you? Depending on how you answer these questions, will depend on how actually long the relationship may last. And for some, you may not be able to answer these questions right away. These questions you may be able to answer with time, because maybe in your first 1 or 2 years of dating, you really don't disagree on anything. And when you're young, you may not know your values. You may not even know like what you believe in. But there is one thing that you do know, and that is you know how you want to be treated. And yet some of us still settle for less. I hope this video had brought you guys value. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. And remember, love yourself, adore yourself, be yourself. Thank you. And I hope I get to see you in my next video.